What's good, YouTube? It's Aquatic Tanks here, and today I just want to show you guys all my new fish that I've gotten because I know I haven't uploaded or made any update videos in a couple months. If you do follow me on Instagram, which I'll link in the description below, I will show you, you will see my new fish and everything. So today, I'm just going to show you some of my new fish. Last time you guys saw this tank, there was only one fish in here, well, not a fish. There's only one thing in this tank, and it was my electric blue crawfish. He's still in there. He's into the right under that little cave in there. But obviously, as you can see, I have 3 silver dollars. Now, I plan hopefully to get some more. It's just hard to find some of a big size for a good price. If you come and take here, I did get a red-tailed chalceus. It's a very good fish, in my opinion. I like it a lot. Very skittish. So anyone, if you want it, just be wary about that. It spooks very easily. I don't know if anyone, has always wanted it, but I feed it and it's very good. It took pellets immediately, so I don't know if they're always, if they're hard to get off live foods, if they do take live. If you come around here, this is my Senegal Bisher. I actually have 2. I do have an albino one. I think he's in the corner, so I'll show you in a second. The albino one is much smaller than this one because I did get this one early, before the albino. But this is an amazing fish, in my opinion. It does get big, so anyone who likes this fish, be wary. If you have a smaller tank, like say a 10-gallon, a 20, or a 30, and you want something like this, something more slender and eel-like almost, I would recommend coolie loaches. I think they're a great, smaller, almost miniature of these guys. Now, it's going to be hard to see him, but under this wood right here, as if you can see, that actually is my knife fish. I do have a African brown knife fish. I'm not sure exactly what type or what it is. In the store, it was called a Nigerian Marble African knife fish. I know there's so many common names for fish that this is probably the same fish. If anyone knows how to get them from not hide a lot, I would, I'd appreciate that, because mine, he comes out, but he does also hide a lot. Maybe he'll come out for us now. Very cool fish, in my opinion. I almost like it more than the African, not the African, the royal clown knives, or just really clown knives in general. In my opinion, these are one of the best knife fish, period, because they don't get that big. They only get about 10 to 8 inches or something. So, you don't have to get these monster aquariums or even ponds for these fish. And now if you do notice, this tank is very dirty. Algae has been a nightmare. I do need to clean that. It's funny, my knife fish comes out now while I have the camera in front of him, so maybe he just wants to be on film. But if we take a look over here, we will see the albino one. There's a plant in the way, of course. Obviously, I have fake plants in here because if I bothered to have real ones, the silver dollars would go nuts. Much smaller. I believe both the Bishers are females, but I'm not sure. But if we do take a look, there is my crawfish. Still have them. Right there by the rock, that is actually a piece of his, he molted recently. So that is still a part he didn't eat, which I guess I'll remove. I was waiting to see if it would eat more. I'll come around and I'll show you guys these guys now. Now, if you do notice, I told you this tank needs a good cleaning, but silver dollars are extremely chewed up. They're all beaten up because of the knife fish at night. The knife fish doesn't appreciate the silver dollars and will chase them around the tank. Only nipping at them, nothing serious. This has happened multiple times before. They heal very quickly, these fish, so if anyone would ever want them but has something more aggressive, I recommend this fish. There's a look at the chalceus again. So I'm going to cut the camera here and show you guys another tank. So we'll be right back. And we're back at my 30-gallon tank. I don't know if I've shown you guys this before, but I have 2 Australian rainbows and 2 Bonus Aries tetras. I did have another rainbow, and I did have some other fish in here, but that'll be a whole nother story of what happened over these couple months. I've lost many fish, due to my error, I should say, because when we do keep fish, anything that happens to these fish are our responsibility because we control their environment. This tank has such bad algae. I need to get a new algae eater, or a type of algae eater. If anyone has any good algae eaters, comment down below, please tell me. But that's not the only thing that's in this tank. I do actually have a little peacock bass. Now, most of you are probably thinking, what are you doing with that? It cannot live in a 30. I'm well aware it cannot live in a 30. And people are going to say, you can't keep it in a 75. I know it can't be kept in my 75. So, people are probably thinking, what are you going to do? How are you going to be able to keep this fish forever? And the answer is that it clearly isn't going to go into a tank of mine. That being said, what am I going to do with it? I'm not getting rid of it, but I'm still keeping it, but it's not staying in my tanks. So if anyone can kind of figure out where this guy's little going to go, I'll reveal it in another video. But very looking forward to the future with this little guy. I'm not sure exactly what type of peacock bass this is. If anyone does know, I'm not very familiar with peacock bass. Please let me know in the comments below. These guys are so fun to keep. They'll eat like crazy. All they do is just shove food in their face and will eat all day. So I'll show you guys my third tank. So let's go. Okay, and here we have my 10-gallon tank with Pea Poppers. Now, currently there are 6 Pea Poppers in this tank. I know that you can't keep this many as they get bigger because they do become more territorial and aggressive, as you can see there. So I do plan on getting rid of a couple, but I do have some friends that have some smaller tanks that would love to keep some of these, so I'm kind of raising them for some friends. So I'll give them some, but as you can see, I do have some Amazon swords growing in this tank. So far they're doing very good. If anyone ever wants to get a plant, but they're not sure what kind of plant, they're new to, keeping plants. I was new. I just knew people said swordtails were a great choice. So I use swordtail. They're a very hardy, strong plant. Don't need much requirement. There's no CO2 going into this tank. There's basic lights. This is nothing fancy, no LEDs even. This is a regular old, I don't even know what type of bowl, but very basic. And it grows amazing. It really does. I've only had this for maybe 2 months, 3 months maybe, this plant. And as you can tell, it's produced a lot of other, little smaller plants. I don't know what the term is. But these guys, if you want to fish, if you're young and you have a small tank and you want a cute fish that's interactive with you, I highly recommend Pea Poppers. And they're pretty cheap too. They're only about $3 to $5 depending of where you shop for. So I totally recommend these guys. They're adorable. They'll follow your fingers. They come to the tank when you're near. Just amazing fish. Now I do want to guys show you my Betta tank, so let's hop over there now. Alright guys, here we are at the Betta tank, and before anyone says, I'm well aware that this tank is too small for bettas. I'm well aware. I'm only using this temporarily because I do plan on getting a bigger tank. I want to try to find maybe a cheap 5-gallon, something better than this. So this is a temporary home. I do plan on moving this fish to a bigger tank because bettas they're not supposed to be in small bowls like this. Well, people's, 5 gallons, I would say minimum. 10 would be recommended, but I currently have my 10-gallon is full of Pea Poppers, so I can't mix my Betta and Pea Poppers. So I'm not actually sure what type of Betta this is. If anyone does know, please let me know. It's a beautiful fish. The light contracts it very well. It's a nice light blue with yellow with a little black. Beautiful fish. Ooh, a little aggressive there. I mean, obviously everyone knows about bettas, so I'm not going to talk much about it. I'll show you guys it. So let's hop back to the big 75, and I'll talk a little bit more about where I've been. All right. I wanted to finish this video off at the big tank because obviously this is my favorite tank out of all of my fish, because this is one of the largest tank I've ever kept in my hobby. So I do have some nice fish I enjoy, and I always enjoy looking at this tank. Now, I haven't posted in a while because so many new things have happened that I wanted to make videos for, but new stuff just kept piling on top. Like my Bisher, I wanted to post a video of that for months, and I was like, oh, I'll upload a video, but then I got my albino one, and then I got the silver dollars, then I got, the knifefish, the chalceus, the bass, the Pea Poppers, my new Betta. So much things have happened, and more stuff has happened too. I've lost plenty of fish, since the couple months. I did lose an electric blue Acara. I did lose that, so I never made a video about that, and I will go into detail more. Obviously in this channel, I'm going to be honest. I'm not lying to you guys. Fish have died in my hands. Before this channel was even made, I did have 3 rocket gars in this tank. As you can tell, they're not in this tank anymore. They did not last. I'm not lying to you guys. I make mistakes. Everyone does. It's a part of learning. But since of those mistakes and these errors I've made, I've become a much better hobbyist for fish, and I hope to make more videos for you guys so we can all enjoy the hobby experience. Thank you.